We've got our two brand new events, the Hut prototypes, as well as Fantasy Hockey and NHL 24. In this video, we are going to break down everything about the event. I'm going to go over what sets are worth it, how to get the cards for as cheap as possible, how to get a free master set player, as well as touch on the fantasy hockey cards that have the best shot at returning the most amount of value. That being said, let's hop into it. All right, so like I mentioned, we do have two events. The first one is Prototypes, which operates like a traditional event does. And then we also got the fantasy hockey event. If you are new to Hockey Ultimate Team, every forward will go up a +1 overall in every stat for every goal they score. Speed goes up by 0.5. So if they score a hat trick in a regular season game in real life, they go up by +3. Goaltenders go up +1 for every win or a shutout, and defensemen go up +2 overall for every goal scored. Only regular season games count, playoffs do not. That is why you see them at such low overalls. Now, in the past, this event is extremely difficult for free-to-play players simply because it dances on a line of costing what they would cost at 99 overall, but they're also so low in overall that they can't really make your lineup. And if you're not Hut rich, you can't afford to have these players not in your lineup because, well, spending hundreds of thousands of coins when you're free to play and having them sit on your bench is just not really a viable option. So I will go over the ones that I think will provide the most amount of value as quick as possible. Let's jump into first the Prototypes event because, like I said, it does operate like a normal event. Let's take a look at the cards. Now, we'll start down at the bottom. And again, these are mostly going to be objective fodder, cards that you can use to complete objectives that we'll get into in just a little bit. We've got the 80 overall Enforcer, George Laraque. The one interesting thing about Enforcer cards is that their Enforcer synergy does have a +2 to speed, whether it be defenseman or forward. So obviously you need 3 defensemen and 6 Enforcer forwards to get these synergies activated. It's very difficult. There is just simply not a lot of them. But regardless, at 6'4", 253, he's one of the biggest cards in the game, and he's got 92 body checking, but you're just never going to be able to use him online simply because of that skating. Next, we've got the 80 overall Joe Thornton, 6'4", 220. My man, he's got playmaking forward, which is a lot more of a common synergy. But again, skating is just way too rough to use him online. Next, we've got the 81 Chris Draper. He's a grinder. He gets the grinding forward synergy. A little bit more viable at 85 speed and acceleration. Body checking is at 80. And defensively, he's not terrible at 87 defensive awareness. And he can get 80 on the draw. That being said, still not really a card I would use online unless you're a Red Wings fan. Jay Bouwmeester checks in next. And this is actually a pretty good left-handed defenseman. Defensive defenseman is one of the better synergies. And again, because it only costs 3, a little bit easier to activate. He's got 87 speed, 85 acceleration, which is still very viable at this stage of the game. If you have defensive defenseman activated, he gets up to 91 defensive awareness, 92 stick checking. So again, definitely a viable option for a lot of free-to-play players. Then one of my favorite players of all time, a big reason why I'm No Sleeves 12, we've got the 84 Jarome Iginla, 6'1", 210 with a power forward synergy. 87 speed, 86 acceleration, balance is in the mid-80s, his shot is in the mid-80s, decent body checking at 83 and defensive awareness, and stick checking at 87 and 86 respectively. Again, another decently usable card for anyone that is free to play. I can't expect many God Squads to be able to use this card, although the skating is quite nice. Rick Nash checks in next, the 85 overall at 6'4", 211 with sniper forward, makes his shot pretty deadly, and he's got silver unstoppable force. Now, he's going to need to use that because he's only 85 speed, 85 acceleration. Does have 88 balance, though, meaning he is going to be absolute hell to knock off the puck. So if you pair him with someone that's much faster on the right side, let's say base Nathan MacKinnon, you might have a pretty sneaky good lineup here. Because, yeah, once you start cycling with Rick Nash, it's going to be very difficult to knock him off. Our last of the event cards that are not Master Set players, Carolyn Harvey from Team USA, the 5'8", 161 offensive defenseman with offensive defenseman, as well as shooting boost, makes her shot a little bit more viable, has gold elite edges and silver seeing eye, which has become much more viable. Her skating is really good at 89 speed, 90 acceleration, 88 agility, body checking at 84, and defensive awareness at 89. This is a fine card in terms of the stats, but a 5'8", again, online is just going to be an absolute nightmare. On to the Master Set players. And again, because they are prototypes, this is the Prototype Enforcer. At 86 overall, he gets 84 speed, 84 acceleration, and 84 agility. Again, has that 90 balance, though, and then 95 body checking, 90 defensive awareness, 91 stick checking, and that's without synergies. Again, synergies are a lot harder to activate, so I think you have to kind of take a look at cards and assume that you're not going to have them activated. Once you're in your own zone, he is going to be able to throw anyone off the puck. The problem is that you get into any sort of rush attempt where you've got to defend it, good luck. He does have Enforcer defenseman. There's a few defensemen with it, namely Marty McSorley, the team builder card. If you can get that activated, it bumps his speed up to 86, and he gets 98 body check. You throw checking boost on, he's got 99 body check. Again, a great advantage at this stage of the game, but that low speed is going to mean that he is replaced very quickly. Does have gold truculence as well at tier 5. I don't even know if he needs it. This might just cause more penalty. Now, these do operate exactly like headliners in the sense that they cost you a power-up collectible for tier 3 and tier 4, which, as we know, you can refund and get the power-up collectible back, so you're essentially renting the upgrade, other than the 5,000 coins you would lose. That final tier will cost you 2 power-up collectibles or 50,000 coins, so you will have to make a decision on any of these Master Set players if you are okay with losing a power-up collectible in the future, because if you refund it, you will only get one back. Next up is the prototype two-way defenseman, Devon Toews, 6'1", 191. Two-way defenseman is a great synergy. And again, a lot of defensemen are two-way defensemen. Playmaking boost, again, kind of tough to activate. Does have gold tape to tape at tier 5. Not really all that necessary because pass assist is turned back on in NHL 24. Silver stick 'em up is a decent superstar ability. Again, it's a lot more advantageous on the gigantic defenseman because they have a longer reach, but 88 speed, 87 acceleration. He's more than capable of holding his own in the own end and also defending the rush at this stage of the game, and has 90 defensive awareness to help try and intercept those forced cross crease. Good luck, no matter what your defensive awareness is, but still, not a bad option for a left-handed defense. Then we've got Nico Hischier. I'll put together a video following this that will kind of rank the Master Set players. However, early signs, I'm probably going to make Nico Hischier for free on my no money spent team. 89 speed, 89 acceleration, can get up to 91 agility. His shot's in the mid-80s, but he's a perfect penalty killer or bottom 6 center for you because he can get up to 96 face-offs. Now, obviously, it's going to be difficult to activate those synergies, but even if he doesn't have any synergy activated, he's got 89 on the draws and silver quick draw. I've talked ad nauseum about how much I like that ability. Stick him up on a forward is interesting, could cause some havoc on the forecheck, but again, it's the defensive side of Nico Hischier and the skating that I think makes him a lot more viable than some of the other options. Next, we've got one of my favorite players in the NHL, the 86 overall Brady Tkachuk, 6'4", 221, the prototype power forward. Again, he's got power forward and checking boost. Without the synergies activated, however, he's only got 86 speed and acceleration. That's tough. However, he is gigantic and he has silver truculence. On top of that, he's got gold unstoppable force, meaning that you're just really not going to be able to get him off the puck unless that defenseman or the defender is massive and has truculence. 88 on the body checking, 89 stick checking, 86 defensive awareness, but one of the more fun cards from this event, no doubt. And then lastly, we've got the prototype playmaking forward, the 86 Mitch Marner. 6', 181. He's got playmaking forward and agile dangler with gold third eye, which is one of the more useless abilities, but he does have silver elite edges. 89 speed, 91 acceleration, can get up to 92 agility. Okay shot in the high 80s. Hand stats are all above 91, which we love to see. I've always had such a hard time using Mitch Marner cards because they get knocked off the puck so much, and I'm someone that cycles and holds onto it for quite some time, so I kind of need the bigger players. But if you're a Mitch Marner fan, this is definitely going to work for you. Now, obviously, he does have an X Factor. If you have his X Factor, I would not make this one because his X Factor is going to get unstoppable force, and it's just far more valuable. Now, I did mention I'm going to make Nico Hischier more than likely for free. Let's go over how and the exact order that you want to do it to get yourself a free Master Set player as quick as possible. If you head over to objectives, we'll cover the fantasy hockey objectives in just a little bit, but you'll notice that the prototype objective path offers a whole slew of rewards. I do want to say, I really like the thought process here by adding the prototype event on top of the fantasy hockey event, because it allows players that simply cannot afford to participate in the fantasy hockey event to actually acquire Master Set players, and they do a good job of mixing in both events. So, let's take a look at the prototype objective path. The very first objective is going to be perform any deke with any prototype player. You'll need to do 25 of them. This will net you a prototype collectible. Now, a couple ways to acquire a prototype collectible, but I want to show you the completely free way. We'll go over to Hut Moments and then prototype moments. Scroll down to the Mitch Marner moment, and you will see that the very top reward is a prototype collectible. You've got to get 5 assists player locked as Mitch Marner. It is going to be pretty difficult, even if it's on semi-pro, because you really don't have control over your forward. Nonetheless, that will get you a prototype collectible. So once you get the prototype collectible from the Mitch Marner moment, head over to sets, the prototype event sets, and you will notice that all of these Master Set players can be earned by trading in one of the prototype event collectibles. This will net you the 82 overall version of that player. So let's say you complete that moment for Mitch Marner, you get a prototype collectible, you can go ahead and make the 82 overall Nico Hischier. Head back over to objectives, and now you're able to throw him in your lineup, go on to squad battles on rookie mode for 4-minute periods, and just start spamming L1 near any player like you would in Hut Rush. That's the loose puck deke. You've just got to be near an opponent on rookie, and you can get the 25 dekes done very quickly. That will net you a second prototype collectible. So head back over to sets, and with that second prototype collectible, choose another player. Now, before you head into squad battles with that second player, now it's time to take a look at Hut Rush. Now, Hut Rush has changed yet again, and I don't believe it's for the better, but it has changed. The new reward structure, it now states that it is a 2-week Hut Rush event, whereas it was a 1-week event and then the rewards would reset and you could grind again. The issue is that now it only goes up to 4 million points. And while that's great because you don't need to get 6 million points now, the issue is that we lost a lot of tiers that had a bunch of other different rewards that we no longer get. On top of that, each of the objective paths for the 2 Hut Rush modes are now earning you a fraction of what they earned in the prior weeks. The prior weeks, we were earning well over 2 million for just doing the objectives on both of the modes. Now we're getting about 700,000 per, meaning that once you complete it, you've got basically 1.4 million. So it's just kind of a net negative, really. That being said, why I brought you here is because at 1.4 million, again, once you've completed the objectives for both, you will get an 80 overall prototype Joe Thornton. So now, with the 2 other prototype master set players at 82 overall that you've made, you've now got 3 players. Back to the prototype objectives, it's time to start shooting from everywhere with those 3 players, and you will earn yourself another 80 overall exclusive prototype player item. The issue here is that there are only 2 80 overall prototype player items. One of them is Joe Thornton, the other is George the Rock. You're just kind of SOL if you get Joe Thornton in this pack. I've reached out to EA to hopefully get them to put in a set that will allow you to trade Joe Thornton's for George the Rocks, because that would mean that even if you got a duplicate, you could at least get both. If you do get Joe Thornton and that set isn't there, unfortunately, this really doesn't help you with the shots, but if you do get George the Rock, now you've got 4 prototype player items. The next one is get hits with any prototype player. Again, you want to complete these in squad battles on rookie with 4-minute periods. If you are using total controls, all you've got to do is hold down circle and just let go right as you run into somebody. You'll be able to get the hits one done extremely quick, and that will net you a random prototype player item. Again, I hope that it's not Joe Thornton, but this could range from Jarome Iginla, Rick Nash, all the way to George the Rock. If you've got good luck, you've now got 5 prototype player items. The next one's get assists with prototype players. This is going to take quite a while. I suggest taking forwards for your prototype master set players. Simply that way you can stack a forward line. This will net you an 84 overall exclusive prototype player, which is Jarome Iginla, because he's the only 84 exclusive prototype item at this current time. In the future weeks or when they release more content, there might be more, but at this time it's just Jarome Iginla. Now you're at 6. Down the list, we've got score goals with any prototype player item. Again, 60 goals is quite a bit, but rookie squad battles would be the easiest way. That will net you another prototype collectible. Go make another 82 overall master set player item, and now you've got 7 players in your lineup from the prototype event. And why that's important is because the remaining objectives are just completing games in Rivals, Squad Battles, or HUT Champs with prototype player items. The last one will require you to play 200 games, but if you get 7 prototype player items in your lineup, that's 29 games, which is essentially 1 Squad Battles run. This event will run for 30 days. There's no reason to rush out and do it in a weekend, so take your time. But this is by far the easiest way to complete this objective path. And again, why this is important is because it will net you 3 power-up collectibles for completing these 3 objectives, and then an additional one for completing the entire objective path. To upgrade a full master set player in this event, it will only cost you 4 power-up collectibles. So, a free master set player. Now, you don't have to do this if you are not free to play and you have a God Squad. I probably wouldn't recommend it. What I would do is, because you've got so many expensive cards and upgradable players in your lineup that are going to cost a lot of money per objectives, like Lemieux and Gretzky every month, still doing this objective path will net you 4 more power-up collectibles that you can just save for any future card you want to upgrade. But for free-to-play players, getting a free 86 overall master set player item that'll be impactful in your lineup, I'm all for that. Again, if it's free, I have no problem doing these event cards. I just would never spend my own coins or resources on. Now, why you wanted to focus on doing this is because as as you are going through and playing games, the fantasy hockey objectives path will require you to do a various amount of things with prototype players in your lineup. For example, pass completions with any player, take shots with prototype players, score goals with prototype players, and then more complete games. If you are able to complete all of these fantasy hockey objectives in 30 days, this will net you 24 fantasy hockey collectibles. Let's go see what those can get you. My favorite event of the year, the fantasy hockey event. The reason why it's my favorite is because EA has no control over these cards. Now that they're out, Matty Beniers could pot 10 goals in the next 10 games, and he's an 83 overall. EA can't do anything about it. Shea Theodore can pot 10 and jump all the way up to a 94 overall well before the middle 90 cards are released in the player base. So let's go through all of the normal event cards and then we'll talk about the master set. Now, I'm going to use the data from Downsy on Reddit. He made a great post on Reddit going over the career high of each of these players and how many times that he's done it. I also want to mention something very important, especially for free-to-play players, or even if you're not free-to-play, but you've still got a team that need some help. If you are going to get any of these cards, you need to consider when they're going to be usable. Let's take Nick Robertson, 5'9", 183. He's only got 82 speed and 82 acceleration. Now, he has had a pretty decent start in the AHL. However, because speed, acceleration only go up by 0.5, for him to get to, let's say, even 88, he's going to need 12 goals. That's quite a bit. And because he's only 5'9", 183, it's just going to be detrimental to put him in your lineup. So he is going to sit on the bench, which really crushes his value. When it comes to Nick Robertson, his career high is 16 in the 21-22 season. He's going to need 27 goals to get up to 99. Justin Falk from the St. Louis Blues is up next, the 6'2", 214 right-handed defenseman. He's got offensive defenseman and shooting boost, as well as thunderclap. But again, 80 speed, 81 acceleration, not going to be usable at the current state he's in. Now, Justin Falk, he would have to hit 14 goals, a mark that he has done 4 times in his career, the last time being 21-22. So definitely in the realm of possibility. Next, we've got, I'm going to say Una Ikonen, 5'10", 163, right-handed forward with two-way forward and agile dangler boost, as well as off the rush. That's a brutal ability, and his skating is completely abysmal. Now, Ikonen needs 26 goals to get to 99. His career high is 19, which he did last year. So he will need to see an improvement if he's going to hit 99. Carter Hart from the Philadelphia Flyers. Again, he will go up +1 overall for every win, as well as an additional 1 for every shutout. 6'2", 181, speed burst and accelerator, which is actually a pretty nice synergy combo. And silver butterfly effect. He's not exceptionally big, and his stats are so low, you're not going to be able to really use him. You could use him as a backup. However, this is a team-based stat. He needs wins. Philly's pretty bad. This is a tough one. Matty Beniers would be up next, 6'2", 178, with two-way forward as well as shooting boost and silver close quarters. But as you can see, again, being down at 73 overall, it's going to be a little while before he's in the lineup. Now, he would need 26 goals to get to 99. His career high is 24 from last year. So definitely well within reach. But you have to think that to get to 99, that's going to be the beginning of April. Still a 99, but it's not like it's going to come quickly. Jonathan Dahlen, the 74 overall, 5'11", 181 center, former San Jose Shark, with silver schneip, 82 speed, 83 acceleration, which isn't terrible for the fact that he's a 74 overall. Now, he needs 25 goals to hit 99, and he's hit 25 3 times in his career, the last time, though, being in 2020, 2021. Shea Theodore from the Vegas Golden Knights has two-way defenseman and shooting boost, 74 overall, 6'2", 197, and silver elite edges. His skating isn't even at 80 yet. He needs 13 goals to get to 99. Again, you get +2 for every defenseman goal. His career high is 14 in 21-22. So again, it has been done. Vegas is still a great team, but he will need at least 3 goals before he's able to comfortably go in your lineup. Oliver Bonk. As you guys know, I love the OHL, hate the London Knights, but as someone who has gotten to watch Oliver Bonk play twice this year, he is the real deal. The first round pick in this last year's draft. He's got speed boost as well as two-way defenseman, 6'2", so he's got good size, and silver shutdown, which is a great ability. Now, I want to mention, last year I told you guys about Pavel Mintyukov. If you don't watch Major Junior, when an NHL prospect defenseman is in the league, the offense will run through them. Everyone will get the puck back to the point. An NHL prospect defenseman always shoot. He is on one of the best teams in not just the OHL, in the entire CHL. In my opinion, the Memorial Cup favorites. They have a number of NHL prospects that have already been drafted, as well as ones that will go drafted, including his D partner, Sam Dickinson, who will probably be the highest picked defenseman in the draft class. In the 2 games I got to watch of Oliver Barnes, he was just firing the puck at the net constantly. On top of that, he never got off the ice. He will have all the opportunities to get to 99. He will need 12 goals to get to 99 overall. His career high was 10 from last year. However, being a defenseman in your draft year at 17 years of age to being a drafted player that's had a training camp as well as being 18, totally different. In my opinion, I think he's going to be a sneaky good pick. Dawson Mercer's up next, 75 overall, 6 foot 180. He's got silver close quarters as well as sniper forward and shooting boost. 83 speed and 84 acceleration at 75 overall is almost usable. Again, as long as their skating is usable, you can get them in your lineup. Again, they're not going to be good, but at least they can keep up. Now, he will need 24 goals to get to 99. His career high was 27 from last year. However, I did some digging, and it does look like currently he's on the 3rd line, still getting power play minutes and all of that, but just, I don't know if he is a lock to hit that. It might be a little bit of a bumpy ride, but he is going to be usable pretty quickly. Bowen Byram, again, another super interesting one. 75 overall, 6 foot 190, but he's already got 84 speed. Plays on one of the best offenses in the entire NHL, and if you can get accelerator boost activated, he's got 85 speed. He would only need 1 or 2 goals before he's extremely viable. Obviously, the rest of his stats are going to be god-awful. He would need 12 goals to get to 99. His career high was 10 last year. He's so young that I don't think that's out of reach at all. Again, one of the safer ones in my opinion. Sean Durzi from the Arizona Coyotes with defensive boost and two-way defenseman, 6 foot 195. Again, decent skating already. 83 speed, 83 acceleration. Sean Durzi needs 12 goals to get to 99. His career high is only 9. He has looked really good for Arizona already, though. But the thing about defensemen, much like Bowen Byram and all the other defensemen, is they could score 3 goals in a 2-game span, but then they could go a month without getting another goal. So they are risky, but as long as they are able to get in your lineup quicker, it's safer. Pavel Zacha from the Boston Bruins, 6'4", 199. This might be one of the best ones to get simply because if he hits 99, he's 6'4", 200 pounds. On top of that, because of Bergeron and Krejci being retired, he's got all the opportunity in the world on a still good team. He needs 23 to get to 99. His career high was 21 last year, and now he's got even more opportunity. He would need about 10 goals, though, to get to 84 speed. So again, consider that. But at the end of the game, you're probably going to have a really strong card on your hands. Lino Marchini is up next. 5'6", 146. Good skating already, I would hope. At 85 overall with the synergies activated, 85 acceleration, only 83 speed. Obviously, a complete defensive liability. He needs 22 goals to hit 99. He has reached this 4 times, the last time being in 18-19. Hard avoid for me, but if you're a European fan of hockey, that might be of interest to you. Lucas Raymond gets a card, 5'11", 176 from the Red Wings, got puck on a string. And again, decent skating already, 83 speed, 83 acceleration. Shot is almost at 80 as well. He needs 22 goals to get to 99. He had 23 as his career high in 21-22. Definitely doable. However, he is on the smaller side. Alex Iafallo is up next, and if you've been watching my recaps in my streams, Iafallo has been all over the place since the trade for Pierre-Luc Dubois. And low-key, I actually think Winnipeg might have won that trade. Now, he would need 22 goals to get to 99. His career high is only 17, and he did that twice in 1920 and in 21-22. So he would need a pretty big career jump, but he does look like he's got a little bit of a pep in his step so far for Winnipeg. Alexis Lafreniere from the New York Rangers, 6'1", 194. From potential bust to fantasy hockey. He's got silver unstoppable force, which makes him very interesting. And he's already got 83 speed and acceleration. He does look like he's got a little bit more motivation now. He needs 21 goals to get to 99. His career high is 19 in 21-22. I think we start to see some of that potential that he showed in his draft year. This could be a pretty good card. On to the master set players. And again, we'll talk about cost in just a little bit. We kick things off with the Washington Capitals' Rasmus Anderson. One of the weirder ones, I will admit. He's got two-way defenseman as well as playmaking boost. Again, remember that whatever his skating is, the quicker that he gets into the higher 80s, the better, because you can put him in your lineup. He's already got 85 speed and acceleration. However, stick him up and tape to tape are just not that great of a zone ability combo. Stick him up is good, but really only on bigger defensemen. His 81 defensive awareness means that trying to defend the cross-ice pass is basically a lost cause more than it already is. Now, he needs 10 goals to hit 99. His career high is 7 in 22-23. So while he is safer, because if he can get like 2 goals, let's say, he'll jump up to 87 speed and acceleration. His shot would be half decent, but it could be a while. Drew Doughty checks in next. 6'1", 210, shooting boost, two-way defenseman, silver seeing eye, gold shutdown. That's a great ability combo. And 83 speed, 83 acceleration. Again, almost usable. Drew Doughty needs 11 goals to get to 99. His career high, he's reached 11 4 different times, the last time being 2016-2017. It's been a minute. However, the Kings are good. He still remains one of the more active offensive defensemen from the point, and his abilities are great. If he could get a couple of early goals, this could be a decent one. Next, we've got Nick Suzuki. 75 overall, 5'11", 205, playmaking boost, playmaking forward. Gold Born Leader, silver close quarters. Born Leader is one of the best abilities in the game because of the energy boost you get for hits and block shots. That could be the make or break moment in a game because of the full pressure system. He's already got 84 speed and acceleration. The issue is that you're not going to be able to play him at center for a while because his face-off rating is down at 70 overall, but that's fine. You can play him on the wing. Now, Nick Suzuki would need 24 goals to get to 99. His career high is 26, and he hit that last year. So definitely a card that could get to that 99 overall. Next, we've got Trevor Zegras, 74 overall, 6', 185, playmaking forward, agile dangler boost, 83 speed, 83 acceleration. It's tricky is pointless. However, skilled up is not. If you are someone who is using total controls and you've kind of got the timing down and the speed down on when to do the Michigan, skilled up Zegras can legitimately just throw it in the net in a split second. It's very hard to defend. Again, his skating needs to be a little bit higher, so he does need some goals before he can get into your lineup, even in his current state. He would need 25 to get to 99. His career high is 23. He hit that last year. Definitely within the realm of possibilities. This could be one of the more fun ones. And then lastly, we've got the 72 overall Tomas Hertl with speed boost and sniper forward. 6'3", 215, gold unstoppable force. That is a great combo. However, he's got 80 speed and 80 acceleration. 66 faceoffs. It's going to be a while before you can put this Hertl card in your lineup. He needs 27 goals to get to 99. He's hit that twice in his career, the last time being in 21-22. Now, I got into it with a few people on social media in my confidence that he will hit that. As someone who actually watches their team when they are awful, I've watched every Sharks game, and while they are just abysmal, one of the worst teams you're ever going to watch. That being said, William Eklund and Tomas Hertl are the only ones that create offense, and Hertl is still doing it pretty regularly. Even if he doesn't get to 99, if he can get to the mid-90s with gold unstoppable force in his size, you've still got a very good card on your hands here. Now, before we get into that, let's take a look at the sets. It will cost you 36 fantasy hockey collectibles to make a master set player item. These are not tailored to the free-to-play players. However, they are achievable, I promise you that, and I'll show you how. There is also a set for 32 collectibles where you can get any of the week 1 player items that are not master set players. I would not recommend doing this because the choice set is only one of 3, and that's just awful if you get 3 cards that you do not want. Now, the cost for these is roughly around 17,000 per collectible. 83s and 84s appear to be the best value currently. Again, that could fluctuate. Just do the math before you start making collectibles. Now, that means at 17,000 per collectible, you are looking at 612,000 coins to make one of these master set player items. I'll be real with you guys. Unless you are a fan of the player and the team, that is an extremely expensive cost. However, if you are a fan of a team, please make these if you are able to, because it makes it way more fun anytime that this game ties into the real life thing. They don't do it enough, and that's what makes the fantasy hockey event so good. If you are an Anaheim Duck fan, I would try my damnedest to go out and get Trevor Zegras' fantasy hockey card, because way too often we are concerned about the competitive edge. Guys, I hand out the check for the NHL World Championship, and it only goes to one person, and more than likely, it's not going to be you. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, so stop being so wrapped up in the most competitive card. However, if you do want to acquire these cards, there is a major discount. In objectives, there is that Fantasy Hockey Objective tier list. This will net you 24 Fantasy Hockey collectibles. Now, the event is a 2-week event. It says 30 days here, which would more than likely mean once the 14 days is up, you will not be able to retroactively make the Fantasy Hockey Master Set players. I promise you that. There will be some sort of trade-in for future event collectibles for these. But if you are able to finish this with all of the prototype cards and the ways that I showed you how to do it and decrease the amount of time to get that objective path done, you are getting 24 collectibles, meaning that you only need 12 more to make a Master Set player. At 17,000 coins per Fantasy Hockey collectible, that's 200,000 coins. Still very, very expensive for a free-to-play player, but that's essentially 200,000 coins for a potential 99 overall. One of the best values you're ever going to get. Now, there are packs. Guys, I'm free to play for a reason this year. Stop giving EA your money. If you are someone that doesn't have a lot of time and you spend your money to make up for that, I totally get it. If we're being honest, I would do the Mega Pack and Mega Players Pack. The odds that you'll actually pull one of these Fantasy Hockey cards is so slim. At least with the Mega Packs, you will get a ton of cards that you could use for team builders and other different trade-ins. That's where I would spend my coins or points if I was going. The last thing I want to touch on, guys, pay attention to the market price. If you have a card in mind that you want to get, getting it tradable is an option, and a lot of people will sometimes not know what to put them up for, and you can get some serious capital by investing in the right card. This is a risk, and really just for the hut rich, but let's say you want to get Pavel Zacha. There's no way that I would do that random set. These event cards you can only get via auction house or doing that random choice set. I wouldn't trust it, so you're going to have to get them in the auction house. If you are still watching this video, you're a real one, and I love you. If you have any other further questions about the event, I'll have more videos going over it as the event continues on. And don't forget to check out my Twitch streams. I'm live every single day in the afternoon. I'll answer your questions immediately there, twitch.tv/nosleeves12. See you guys next time. Have a good one.